show you how to enter new SLOs for courses that may not previously have SLOs entered. If you have a course that is not in this list, then you'll need to contact us for us to add the course. But once the course is added, you can add SLOs yourself. I'll use this one as an example because it doesn't have any SLOs in it. So if I click on the course, I want to make sure that I'm over here where it says course level outcomes and course assessment plan. This is where you add SLOs. After you've added SLOs and you want to add results, then you would have to click here. Sometimes people get confused which menu option to be in. So this is where we want to go to add course SLOs. So to add an SLO, you would come over to the plus sign on the right. And then you would have your brief name. I'll be something more real, like statistics, we'll say. And then the SLO would be students will be able to identify proper statistical, which I think is spell, methodology. And now this will be an active course. And then the rest of this is optional. You can just leave it like this. So I'm going to delete this later because this is fake. I hit save. Then I hit return. And then now that this course is here, before you can enter results, you'll have to enter an assessment method. And you can do this here. What I recommend is that you look at your other courses because departments often have the same assessment methods for across multiple courses. So you already kind of have the language set up in another course. But if you want to add an assessment method, you would hit this plus sign. And it's kind of the same process. You would choose one of these options. The most common things that are selected, if it helps, would be writing assignments, and then test questions. I'm trying to see exam quiz. Those are the most common. And then sometimes people have demonstration and presentation. So you just figure out the one that is most common for you. You're not limited to one of these for your SLO. You can have 8 assessment methods for each SLO. Typically, people only have one. In our department, sometimes we have 2. We might have an exam quiz a year where we do it that way, and then one year we might go, hey, let's look at how it looks when they do a presentation. So then if I wanted to do that and it wasn't here, I would just come and add this method of assessment, say it's a presentation, and then add all the components that I need. So in this assessment method, this is what you would describe how students will be presenting on research papers and demonstrate expertise in statistical methodology. And then the criterion might be that they have to get a score of something, a passing grade on the assignment. So I'm just going to fix stuff. Save, return. So now you can see I have the SLO and the assessment method. One last thing that we should do now, since we're in this moment and it's kind of less intuitive to do it later, is to attach this to the PSLOs and ISLOs. So I'm going to click this button and I'm going to select this course. And so what the rule is each SLO, which would be listed in columns here, has to have at least one X with our PSLOs. So if I had multiple SLOs running across the screen here, there would need to be one X or check mark, per PSLO. So if I look at this, I would say this works here. So now that I've done that, now my reports will run appropriately where I know which PSLOs are being addressed in each of my SLOs. So that's the steps to set up your SLO. If you needed more, you just start the process over again. Now, if I go to the results section, now I have this SLO here. It wasn't here before. And because I have the methodology that I made up, I can now add results. So this would be the process that you go through that. If ever you want to change anything, the assessment method or the wording, then you would go back to this course assessment plan. So I just wanted to highlight one last thing. If I go to another course that's already existing, You'll see here how here's a method of assessment, a lab report. Students will write an original full-length research report in APA format. And so this is how we will assess this particular thing. And then our criterion is 75% of the students will earn 70% on an assignment. So they have to get 70% on the assignment to be successful. And then for us to consider that the SLO is successful across the course, we have to have 75% of the students being successful. Let's look at another one. Ethics. So here we have an exam quiz in the course. Students will answer a subset of questions on the exam. That's very common language. You might see this across several of our courses. And then we say 75% of students will earn 70% on the assignment. And so in this particular case, because it's exam options, like if we're doing a multiple choice, then we would just be saying 75% of students have to get the multiple choice question right, if that's how it was going to go. Drop me an email if you have any questions.